Hey, hey.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming into Launchpad, Reseller
Hello.
Podcast. We're your mission control, if you haven't heard, for all things reselling. Whether you've been selling for 20 minutes or 20 years, I'm sure there's something that we can learn together along the way. We are fortunate enough to have a legend in the making here. 4Seasonspicker joining us for this podcast. And before we get to 4Seasonspicker and introduce her properly, we're going to talk about our hosts. I am Bob, the Rocket City Reseller, if you didn't know, and joined by Shisha244, Ashley, and also Tennessee Treasures, Ellie, and of course, the one, the only Ruth Ann, 4Seasonspicker. Welcome
Hey,
in, Ruth
hey.
Ann.
How
Thank you
is
for being
everybody?
here. We're doing good.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thanks for
absolutely.
being here.
I love me some Ruth Ann. So whenever I get a chance to sit down and chat with Ruth Ann, and we've formed a personal relationship over the past year or so.
Yes.
Knowing, and it's almost been a year, hasn't it? April.
Yes. It's almost been a year.
It's almost been a year, and I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing her again. We're calling you out, Ray, the Nashville Pit Flipper.
Ray, if you're watching,
We're calling
if you're
you out.
watching, we got some schedules to make here. I'm trying to figure that out. So
For those that are listening, Ruth Ann, if you didn't know, we're broadcasting on Spotify as well. So for those that don't know that are listening, what we're talking about is the Nashville Reseller Meetup that happens usually around late April. The Nashville Flippers, Ray, is kind enough to host for that, and this will be the third annual,
I think
I
so.
believe, coming up, and we've had the privilege to go into all of them. So I can say that it has like exponentially grown. So well done, Ray. It's a good place to meet kind people and like-minded people. And I had the pleasure of meeting Ruth Ann there, almost a year ago now, and she is just a breath of fresh air in the reselling community, and can't say enough about that.
You're so
So
kind.
yeah,
When
Ellie,
Bob says we've created a relationship, really it's just him getting texts from me. How do I do this?
it's
What's
okay, Ruth
going
Ann.
wrong? Why isn't this working?
I get a lot
I
of
screwed
that.
something up.
I get a lot of that. I tend to
That's
be
our
more.
relationship.
Well, I tend to be on the more technical side for those that don't know me well. I'm a software engineer by degree, and with that comes a lot of understanding of computers, obviously. And I have no problem helping when I can, if I can help move the needle in a positive way for another reseller. I've done it for my family for years. I do it for a lot of folks. I try to do my best. And when I have a question, guess who I go to? Shisha244.
What?
Hopefully, I'm pointing in the right direction.
Hey,
I feel like that's a lie.
impressed.
What?
I'm impressed.
Well, usually
I'm
my
like,
questions
I was
are
like, who does he go
specific.
to? Like, I was legit wondering.
No,
Really?
this is like specific. I go to like Shisha244 or Mama Cat Thrifter, some of the Whatnot folks, because the Whatnot, we'll get to Whatnot in a minute. Before we want to make sure we get Ruth Ann's backstory and stuff like that first. But I'm gonna let Ellie take over the interview for that. But I go to Shisha244 because Whatnot is really what's driving. I think a lot of there's other things that are going on, like booths and other things that are happening behind the scenes, drop sites and other things. But when I have a question, like, she's my go-to. She's my ride or die. She's always there whenever I have a question. So I can't say enough about Ashley and appreciate her so much.
Well,
All right,
I
so I'm gonna
like
let Ellie do some
flabbergasted,
talking.
but
Ellie's gonna ask you some questions, and we're gonna get into the well, I call it an interview, but it's really a fireside chat. A good friend has reached us, and here we are.
I like that she has questions. Otherwise, I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
okay, what am I
What
going to
do I
say about
cheers to
myself?
that.
Yeah.
Well, I also had the pleasure of meeting Ruth Ann at last year's reseller meetup through Bob and Amanda, because Amanda knows everybody, right? So I think that's how we met at the hotel on the night before the what was it, the Friday night event?
Yeah, I think so.
That first event. So
Plus, I feel like we met at the bins. We might have met at the bins first. No. We
No.
met at the hotel first.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's all a blur now.
It is.
So, for those of you who are watching that do not know, um, what do you sell, and how would you describe uh, your business and how it started?
Well, my business kind of started, I mean, if we want to go way back, my business started in '08. I was trying to figure out a way to get out of my job because I just at the time I was running my household. The person that I was married to at that time was working 100-hour weeks.
Wow.
I had teenagers, I mean college kids, and I had a couple grandkids, and I wanted to be working for me. So I started a reselling business in my backyard during the summer. I went to auctions and I bought a ton of like fun garden stuff, and I was selling perennials because I was coming off from a landscaping job where I was a landscape maintenance person. And so I thought, how can I make money in my own backyard?
Mm.
So that's kind of where my reselling started. And I've always been very attracted to stuff, other people's stuff that they're getting rid of. I mean, that's what makes us all so good
Give me your stuff.
Stuff you don't need,
because we
right?
love other people's stuff and we can't wait till they're getting rid of it, you know?
Mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can relate.
So I started this business in the summertime and I would be open on the weekends, and I put big signs out by the highway when the county would let me. Sometimes they would call and scold me because my signs were in the right of way. But then I started selling that way. And then um, in 2016, this is when it really ramped up for me because in 2016, I left that life. I left that life. And for the first time in 34 years, I was financially on my own. And um, I had started a shop uptown. It wasn't going very well. It was a flower shop, and I started it from the ground up. And it 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 was trying to support two single women, and that wasn't going very well. So I sold my half of the business to the other single woman that was my partner in the business, and then I was left again. Okay, now what do I do? And by that time, I was vending in stores. I had booths, and I had my stuff in a couple stores on commission. And then I met my partner Pete, and then I needed to make another change because all of a sudden I was with a retired person, and
Mm.
I wasn't retired yet. I mean, I wasn't a long ways from retired, and I'm still a long ways from retired, especially because I love my job so much now. I don't know if I'll ever retire, but so then I sold the flower shop, and I worked on vending in stores. But that was really kicking my butt because one of them was an hour away, and they had a lot of quotas and a lot of rules, and I had to work so many hours a month. And that's where I really started to stretch myself learning how to be online, because one of the criterias working there was I had to do daily Facebook posts of my booth. Well, and they wanted me on all the platforms, and they wanted me actively putting stuff on the internet to advertise my booth. Well, I wasn't good at that. That wasn't my thing. I was a technological illiterate person. So that really stretched me. And then while I was doing that, I got kind of good at that, and I started watching videos. I started watching videos. I think that many of us started this way. I I ended up watching a Kaching King video,
Scott, yeah. Yeah.
Scott, oh, amazing Scott, one of the nicest people in the world, and very few big time YouTubers will actually help you. Um, well, not Scott, he will help you. And so I started watching videos. I started watching the Ka-Ching King, and I started watching the Commonwealth Picker, whom we met last year in Nashville. That was
Super nice.
that was a big deal for me to meet him because I had watched pretty much every video.
I think we're all fans. So
Kevin's great.
He is wonderful. And then I started watching Philly Flipper, and so I started banking all of these hours learning, and then one day I just decided I think I could do this.
Kind of clicks
I don't
sometimes.
know what I was thinking because
well, you were right.
I
I'm just gonna
didn't know
stop. But you
anything.
were right.
And I thought to myself, I could learn this. I could learn this. So I went on Scott's advice. He said, don't buy anything. Go into your house and find 100 items and list them. 100 items. Don't spend any money except you have to have a scale and you have to have those basic things. So I did that. I listed 100 items out of my house. And 3 days after I started listing, I sold these tiny little silver expensive elephant place card holders from Europe. There were 4 of them in the set, and I got $100.
Where was this, Ruth Ann? Which what?
It was on
platform?
eBay. It was on eBay. I started listing on eBay. And I thought, $100 for these 4 little elephant place card holders? I mean, it just kind of made me feel like, oh my gosh, I must have done something right.
I know that first feeling is just.
Oh my gosh, I was just like, can this really be true? And then my second item that sold, I sold a pair of North Face boots to a scammer. So I had a really good experience. And then I had
Womp, womp, womp.
womp, womp. A bull crap experience. I sold a pair of my boots that I didn't wear, and they were like brand new. They were probably $140 boots, and I think I sold them for like $85. And when they got there, she sent me pictures of these. She sent me pictures and said, "This is not what I ordered. These boots are wrecked. They got wrecked in shipping. I mean, they were filthy. They were torn apart. And I just called her out. I said, bull crap. Those are not my boots. Those are your old boots. You just want me to pay you back for your old cruddy boots." So I stood up to my first scammer, and then I never had another one after that. And then it just started escalating. And about 2 years into it, I started watching Whatnot.
What year was that, Ruth Ann?
Yeah.
The eBay? If we can
The
just rewind
eBay I started in 2019.
Yeah.
And of course, then we went into COVID and all that kind of stuff. And I was still vending. I was doing eBay and vending. And COVID was, as we all know, kind of a shit show for vendors. It was a rough time for vendors, and then
Essential.
yes, yeah,
That word, man.
we're
That
not
word
essential.
slaps.
We
That
were-
word slaps. I hate it. I hate every minute of it.
And then I started. Then I don't even know how I found Whatnot. Oh, I know how I found Whatnot. Sorry,
That's because we all say that, right?
Yeah.
How did we
I
find
swear.
Whatnot?
I found it through Paul. Because Paul was struggling on eBay. He was struggling with eBay, and he had decided to try Whatnot. Well, at the time, I didn't have internet. I had internet, but it was slow. So I had to wait a whole year for my fiber optic internet to be put in. And then I booked my first show. And geez, it just like, what can I say? I booked my first show, and now I'm at 12,500 items. It's like I don't even know. I don't even know how it happened. It just.
Wow.
I'm somewhat of a workaholic, so I just really hit it hard for the first 7 months. I hit 1,000. Let's see. I started in June 1st, and I hit 1,000 sales in October
Wow, that's
of
incredible.
20. I hit 1,000 sales in October of 24,
Okay.
and now I'm at 12,500 sales.
Wow.
The
That's
growth, I would.
incredible.
My data nerd side is just like, I want to see those charts.
Yeah.
And
So,
I still have a lot, even though that sounds great, there's so many things I want to improve. So many things I want to improve on, my bottom dollar and what I actually end up making. And because there's a certain amount of sacrifice you do in the beginning, just to get rolling. And so that's really how it is. And I'm never looking back now. I I feel like for the first time I'm going to be 62 this year, and I've never liked a job the way I like this. And I've had many jobs.
I can
Many
agree with
jobs.
that.
I have
Absolutely.
never had a job that brought me joy the way this one does. Ever.
That's awesome.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
First is, do you still sell on eBay?
Yep.
And then second, okay, so you do. And then second is, when you take us back to the first time that you went live. Like, were you a nervous wreck? Like, how did that go?
I was
Paint a
so
picture
nervous.
for us.
I was so nervous I can't even tell you I can't say on camera some of the bodily functions. Okay.
I
But
think we've all that nervous energy.
oh my gosh, I was so nervous. And let me just give you some background. I have spent a good share of my life on stage. Okay. So I wasn't really nervous about that part.
Mhm.
I was nervous about this part, the computer and figuring out the tech side and doing it all by myself. And what do I do if I don't know what to do?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that first show I did back before Paul was a mega seller,
Mhm.
he had more time to help than he does now.
I understand.
And so my first show, um, I I got into the show. I think I had like 7 people, and all of a sudden I get this raid of like 100 people into my first show. And of
Panic.
course I nearly crapped myself.
For those that don't know what a raid is, Ruth Ann, would you mind explaining what that means? That
A
those that might be
raid
listening.
is on Whatnot is when another seller is doing a show, and they're at the end of their show, they decide, they go on and they look for people, and they decide to bring all their people into your show.
Oh,
It's
amazing.
a way that we can give to each other on on the Whatnot platform. Um, it's a way of giving back to the community. So, and it's also a way for us to have other people learn who we are. So it's kind of a win-win for the seller that's selling and the seller that you're raiding into. So anyway, so I get this big raid from Philly Flipper, and I was kind of dumbstruck, really. I was emotional for one thing, because it was a very big deal. I mean, it was a very giving big deal for him to come in. And then when he got in there, I was pretty flustered, and he said, "Why don't you let me co-host and I'll walk you through," cuz I hadn't even started selling yet.
Oh
I
no.
didn't even know what I was doing yet, and I get this raid, you
They're
know.
like, just run it. What's that mean?
What does that mean? Yeah, exactly.
So
So you
anyway,
hadn't pre-listed items. No pre-listed items.
I had listed
Oh,
30
wow.
items.
Okay.
I had listed 30. And so he had to walk me through how to co-host, because I didn't know how to do that.
Oh.
So he came in and he co-hosted, and he
Wow.
helped me through like the first 5 items. And then he said, "Okay, now you could let me go." And of course I didn't know how to let him go either, so I had to learn that. and then it just from there, it just was okay. And but I was scared out of my mind. And it wasn't about being with people. It was 100% the tech end. I was petrified of the tech end. So
I
I'm
think
just
you're.
here to say if I can do it, anyone can.
I was
Really.
just gonna say, like, your advice to those. I know, sorry, Ellie, I'm
It's
stepping
okay.
over you, or maybe Ashley. I think we all have the same questions. Maybe your advice to some folks that are a bit older. I would lump myself closer to Ruth Ann than anybody else in this podcast in regards to age. But for those of us who are older, what's your general advice for someone that might be thinking about retirement or thinking about what's next for them? Maybe they're not ready to retire. Maybe they are needing some extra help income wise. Would you suggest them to do starting off?
I suggest you start watching some whatnot shows and hook your plow to some kind people,
Mhm.
because 95% of the people on whatnot are kind. And if you hook yourself to a couple of people, they will help you through the rough patches until you can do it all on your own. And there's always going to be things you're going to be reaching out to friends. How should I do this? But just find two kind people that will mentor you, and within weeks you'll be on your own. You'll just be doing it. And um I live in Podunk, America. I live in a 3,000 people town. There's nothing.
Nowhere, Minnesota.
Nowhere, Minnesota. Thank goodness I live in nowhere, Minnesota. Let me just say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish I lived in nowhere, Minnesota, but I'm in nowhere,
Yeah.
Alabama.
I just think that that's all you have to do to be able to do whatnot, or any platform at all. Find yourself a couple good mentors, and there's just so many of them. There's just so many of them.
Ashley, who was your mentor on Whatnot? Did you have one, or was it just
I think
crashing?
it wasn't crashing and burning, and that I mean, I think
Well, no,
where
I meant like crash like a ball into a building.
where I crashed and just boom.
Not
I
crashing, but because you're doing well. Just saying.
well, no, mine. I think the biggest one is like what Ruth Ann said is you.
Yeah.
I learned by watching. Like I don't know how I started on Whatnot, how I found
Mhm.
Whatnot, but I got on Whatnot and
I
was
can't remember
watching
how.
other sellers and seeing what they were doing and kind of getting that price point. And
Mm.
I found friends along the way in the toy category, which was crazy because I
Mhm.
was in home decor. That's what I started in. And I found friends there. And it was like, I'm seeing all these different, because I was into toys. Like, this is the vintage stuff, like all the stuff I grew up on. So I had I would go into different shows. I know, go into different shows and buy stuff. And then I was seeing other sellers like, why are these other resellers not know about you? And like, I
Mm.
I think at that time I didn't realize it, but I was already networking with
Yes,
those people that I was like, hey, you need to find them. They're selling stuff cheap. You can turn around and flip it. Like,
right.
here, that sort of thing. But I think when I first started out, I would say travel thrift was my go-to when I first started. That was one that we formed a relationship, we had an attachment, and it was
Mm.
like, "Hey, I can help you. This is what I'm seeing," and different stuff, and then it just slowly it worked. And
I
then
think
Gulf Coast Pickers,
yeah.
Rocket City, I mean, it's yeah, I'll go ahead and tell, like, Rocket City would be like me messaging, talking to Amanda and Bob through Messenger, and then it's like,
Mm.
"Hey, do you want my phone number?" And I'm like, "Whoa, hold on. We have reached a different
Amanda's a
level."
mayor. We said it many
Yeah,
times. She's never met a stranger. That's for sure.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, you
Yeah.
find your people, you find
Your
your
tribe. Yeah.
tribe.
Yeah. What
Yep.
about you, Ellie? What about you?
I was
Who
very
was it for
solo.
you? Do you think? Was there anybody though that you kind of
I
like?
so there was a girl in the toy, in the hard toy. So I did a couple shows in clothes. I didn't
Mm.
really watch anybody in clothes. I didn't really like the clothes. Um, Moved on to plush. Um, and naturally I was picking up plush and toys, but I wasn't doing a lot of toy shows. So Toy Holics, I think is her name. I don't know if
Okay.
I don't think I've seen her still doing shows, but she was doing really well. She was doing all of the small toys that I like to do, just little pieces, little PVCs, and she was doing plush. She was both integrated. And back then we were still doing claim shows. So like she would show the item, someone would claim, and there would be 15 people in there fighting. And then if, you know, it needed to be run, then it would be run. Or sometimes she would say just whoever's first, whoever gets to it first.
Yeah.
She wasn't afraid to price her items accordingly. So like if she had a $50 ET figure or something, she wasn't gonna like super undersell it. Maybe she would do 35 or 40, which I think for new sellers in the beginning is really important, to not undercut themselves unless that's like a marketing strategy. So I think that I kind of grew a backbone watching her when I was pricing my items, you know.
Speaking of backbones, I mean, Ruth Ann, let's talk about it. Sometimes I refer to you, and don't take offense to this, as Ruthless Ann. Because I think that Ruth Ann is a very good example, and she can speak to this, I'm sure. Like, what is your strategy with that? You're very matter of fact, and I love every bit of it. I'm for it. Your advice to those that are getting started on Whatnot and what Ellie just mentioned about having a backbone.
I I I I don't react well to demanding people. If
Mm,
you watched my show, you know that. Um, I'm very matter of fact. I don't blow my stack at them, but I will say, no, I can't do that. Nope, I can't do that. I
it's
mean,
plain and simple.
I
Nope,
do free
that's not going to
shipping,
happen.
and
Mm.
and my plush starts off at $2 or $3, and I do free shipping. So no, I'm not going to bundle. I'm sorry, I'm not going to. I'm very and going back to what Ellie was saying. When just the term claim show gives me PTSD
Oh, yeah.
because
They're terrible.
oh
It,
my
and
gosh,
attend don't
I
recommend.
really shouldn't
Don't
have.
start that way.
Don't
that is
ever.
the
I have
only
never done
show
one.
I've ever done that gives me nightmares. I did one claim. Well, it
I was
didn't
a
even
master at it, but I can't. Oh,
it
I,
didn't
I'm
even start off as a claim show. It started off as one of my little PVC shows where I start everything off at $1 or two. And then somebody in the show bullied me into turning it into a claim show. And I didn't have my backbone on that day. And because here's the thing, I thought, maybe this is a new way of selling. Maybe I should learn how to do this.
I
I
can
didn't
see that maybe at the beginning. Yeah,
at the
sure.
beginning it was like, maybe I should try this. Maybe this could be something. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it was a shit show. It was a shit show. And
It
then
was a no, thank you.
at the end I had 3 people leave and didn't take their big piles.
That's my least favorite part about claim shows. It still happens to this day.
It was like, where'd
It's
you
like they're
guys
window
go?
shopping with you, and then all of a sudden they just fall off. It's just
Oh, I'm like, so
feels
then
bad.
the next time I did a little toy show, because that's where I started in toys, was the little guys,
Mhm.
Let's see if I have any here. Just the littles, you know what I mean? Little
Yeah.
PVCs, and I just love those. Yes, that's where I
Yes.
started.
Yep.
That's
I don't
where
have
I
any near me. Otherwise, I'd be
For
like,
those that are
boom,
not
boom.
watching,
Yeah, for those that aren't watching, we're holding up all our toys. Don't get jealous.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they are.
Come back to
Sonic. We
YouTube.
had Sonic. We had Minion, one of the aliens dressed up, I think.
mix.
Yeah, I'll show you something real quick before we get going. Yeah,
Ooh.
Oh
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Potato Head. All
I
the
like those
accessories.
big bags.
Oh wow. All the accessories for all the different characters. Holy
That's-
I'm telling you. And I know I
That's
already
adorable.
showed there's a lot of these. But
Aren't we all just big kids?
We
I mean-
are. Oh yeah, all the Sonic,
Oh, yeah.
Shadow,
I
Knuckles.
killed it on Sonic today. Oh,
Yeah, Sonic is
Those mini
popular.
potato heads, fire.
and I've
Yeah,
got
the mismatch ones or whatever they're called, the mix and match or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just
So
like little kids though, because I went
toys is
sourcing
where it's at, y'all.
and I've got big
Man.
bags that I can't hardly wait to get into because I don't really know what's in the middle.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
The
like the big
blinds
jewelry
behind the
things. Like,
bags.
is the gold
Oh,
in
yeah.
there?
Yes.
You never know what
Yes.
little figure you're gonna pull that's like,
Yeah, hundreds of
It's
dollars.
the
You're just like,
one.
That
how is
you
this?
can't see it because it's in the middle of the bag.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I remember when Ruth Ann was running a show, and I was in one of her little toy shows, and I was like sending her
Always was
text
scared of
messages of
his toys.
screenshots. I was comping things as she was holding them up, and they weren't selling. I was like, Ruth, I was sending her photos. Ruth Ann, put this on eBay. It's worth, $30, $40. Like she was just pulling like 30, 40, $20 toys out of this bag, and I was just like, I can't believe these guys aren't biting on some of this stuff. She's running it for like $3 or whatever it was. And I was just like, wow, this is incredible.
Well, they didn't know just the same as I didn't know.
Yeah, I guess so. That's the thing about Whatnot. You never know. And
Mhm.
let's go back to some of the things that you were talking about. Like for reselling purposes, you're cross category. You're not just plush and toys. Like
Right.
we're kind of niched down, all three of us, I think, to a point. We do sell other things, but how did you do that, or does it just naturally happen?
Well, I didn't start in toys. I started in vintage glass.
Mm.
So the first 10 months of Whatnot, I killed it in vintage glass. But there's an exhausting aspect to vintage glass, and that is the packing.
The packing.
It was
Yeah.
exhausting. If you have a show and you sell 75 pieces of vintage glass, let me tell you what, that's a 12-hour commitment.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
You
day.
sell 100 plush and you're done packing in 2 hours. It's just like boom, boom, boom. So I do cross category. I even sell some clothes. Only vintage clothes though. I love to
You
sell.
find some great stuff in Minnesota. I'm just gonna say it for the record. I know Mama Cat Thrifters in Minnesota too. You
Yes.
guys just have I don't know if it's just that area or if it's just an eye for finding those things. I know that's a lot of it, maybe. Just
Well,
having
for
an eye
one
for it.
thing, one of the hottest things in vintage clothing is wool. And
Mm,
we come from the land of wool.
Okay.
yeah.
We come from Bemidji Woolen Mills is 2 hours up the road. And we come from the land of Woolrich, which is a really big vintage brand. And I think Mama Cat is about an hour south of me.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
looking forward to meeting her in person. Go ahead,
so
Ellie.
how do you source? What's your favorite way to source?
Depends on what I'm sourcing. If I'm sourcing plush, I'm going to the bins. I'm going to the Chaska bins. It's about an hour and 45 minutes from me.
Okay.
If I'm sourcing glass, I want to go on high bid or garage sales.
Ooh, high bid, yeah.
Um,
That's a good one.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen Pick and Kate in my show. She's my
have.
niece. She
I
lives.
fought her for comic books.
Oh, you guys both were bidding on comic
Yeah,
books?
we were both bidding on those lots. So if she ever wants to resell those, let me know. Real talk.
She probably Luke is probably reading them.
Yeah,
So
probably.
she is my niece. She lives in Tennessee, and she is a glass guru. She like calls in glass. It comes to her like magic, and so when I'm down south for the meetup, I will be staying for a while because everything's cheaper down there. You guys can't imagine how much cheaper you
Yeah.
get things than we do up here in the Midwest.
That's why we came to Alabama in 2015. We've been here about 10 years, 11 years now. And yeah, it's just, you're right. It's just the cost of living is just incredibly different than Connecticut, where we're originally from. So we totally get that.
Like, what is the starting price at Goodwill for you? Ours is $2.89.
Well, yeah, $1.89 is the poundage rate, but I think Ellie, didn't they say they were going up?
I have
for
heard rumors
Nashville?
of it, but I'm
Yeah.
unsure if we're going to $1.99 or
I was
$2.19.
talking, Yeah, I was talking to Terrence the other day. We were just there last week. Well, actually a couple days ago. I thought it was last week, but I guess it was last week. But yeah, and Terrence was telling me that they're just waiting. He thought it was going to be this month. It's going up to $2 a pound. So
Yeah. See, our starting poundage starts off at 289. I don't even know if we ever get down, I mean, I usually have 4 or 5 carts, but
oh, Ruth Ann, there's a comment in the chat. Did you see that? It's
See you
Amanda
in
saying, "See
June."
you in June." She's coming to Minnesota, y'all. There's a storm coming.
Yeah,
Fine.
I can't wait for that storm. I can handle that storm.
It'll likely be a meetup at the bins because I think that's halfway between both yourself and Mama Cat, maybe. So we'll have to do some planning.
Where is
some
Mama Cat
logistics.
again? Does anybody know offhand?
She's near Minneapolis, near 45 minutes from Minneapolis. Is that what I remember?
I wonder if she's
remember
on the south
pretty-
side. Because I'm 100 miles north of Minneapolis.
I feel like I know the answer to this, and I forgot. Owatonna. I'm getting from the other side.
Owatonna.
Just say she just put in chat
I'm gonna
too.
put my
Yeah, so we'll definitely be going to the Chaska bins, hopefully.
Owatonna.
We have 4 bins in Minnesota,
Amanda.
4 or 5 of them. But Chaska is definitely the best one.
She's yelling from the other room.
Yes, I can hear her.
Yeah.
Of course I can hear her.
I may or may not tag along. Invite myself.
Yeah, that would be fun. I got room for you both.
That's it.
We're going to Minnesota?
Road trip.
Holy moly.
Bring a
I've been
trailer.
up north.
The only person
Wow.
not going is me.
I was like,
Oh shucks.
I would love to come up and see you guys, but I'll see Ruth Ann in April, hopefully, fingers crossed. So I'll get my Ruth Ann fix live and in person.
Well-
Get hug her neck, as they say down here in the South.
Yeah. Well, if for some reason Ray didn't pull it all together, I'm coming anyway.
Well, there you go.
I'm coming anyway.
Well, you
we're gonna make our own mini meetup.
Yep.
Yeah, you have a place to
That's
stay.
right. We can do that.
Yeah, mini meetup.
She
I'll
said,
go to-
Ashley, where are you?
I'm in Georgia.
Oh, you're in Georgia.
Mhm.
Anywhere near Jack's Treasures?
I'm not sure. I can't remember where exactly they are at. I'm Augusta area.
Near the golf course?
Yeah. The Masters. Yes.
think
Home
it's
of the
me.
Masters.
It's me,
Yeah.
she said.
Yes, you can't get in there. Yeah, you can't get in there. Good luck with it. I think that was we had somebody come from when I did training at my old job. They came and they're like, "Oh, I drove up to the Masters and I just was trying to, I just parked." And I was like, "Oh no, they don't play. The fences are up all around. They're buying more property, so no. Cops came. I was like, "Yeah, you don't mess with that. No, keep it moving."
Yeah.
That's
I saw a reel not too long ago of someone find a Masters jacket at a thrift store. I was just like, what are the chances of finding a green Masters jacket
Oh yeah.
at a thrift store? But I guess anything's possible.
Yes, I found Masters items at estate sales, garage sales, thrift stores, anywhere and everywhere, and you pick it up and like it goes for money. Like
All
I
the stuff
have
is very expensive.
brand new Masters koozie that I got for $1, and I'm like, that joker is listed reasonably, but I know I probably could get more for it. But in the booth, it's there. But I was like, yeah, we don't play with that.
Fantastic. Ruth Ann, have you ever tried to do like a booth? I think you mentioned in the beginning we were talking about it. How'd that go for you? How'd you find that?
It
Just
goes
curious.
good, but it's exhausting.
Yes.
And I paid, let's see, I paid for my 10 by 10. I had a 10 by 10. I paid I can't really remember. I think I paid $350 a month, plus I had to work 8 hours and I had to pay 8% on my sales.
Dang.
So
Very expensive.
So question, working 8 hours, what did that entail? Helping at
the cash register.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
had to work the cash register 8 hours a month.
Oh wow.
They were deep into your pocket.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, triple whammy.
I thought our booth was
So,
expensive.
and that's just not my strong suit. It's not my, um, like I watch Amanda. I watch some of her. I mean, she's just really good at that. And I look at some of your shops and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to be I need to be better at the whole staging thing. That's not my thing, you know.
Yeah, our
I
booth looks like a child's playroom, maybe would be a good explanation of what our booth would look like, which you know, it hasn't really taken off, but it has been taking care of itself, I guess.
yeah.
So we're kind of at that point where it's like, what do we do? Do we
Yes, it's tough.
stay in or do we get out?
And this isn't a great season for a booth.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, if we're having trouble selling toys during fourth quarter, then maybe
Yeah.
a booth is not the way. So I'm not saying that it wasn't like successful in micro success, but I was expecting it during fourth quarter at least to be a little bit more profitable. So
Yeah.
I'm always the CFO, even though I don't want to be. I'm always thinking about the business side of reselling, which is
Yeah.
the point of this podcast. So from a business point of view, Ruth Ann, um, I know that I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it for the people that might not be treating their business like a business. I know, do you treat it's not a side hustle for you. This is your business and you treat it that way. Your advice to people that are going from side hustle to business.
Oh boy, side hustle to business.
Hmm.
You have to just decide that you're going to work this business 8 hours a day, 6 days a week at least. I work my business more than that.
Same.
I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I usually try to give myself a half an hour for reading. And it's just kind of a thing for me. It helps me reading, whether it's my Bible or a devotion or just a positive book of some kind, a business book, um, anything. I try to let myself read and then I work. I'm usually out here in the shop no later than 7 and I don't go in till 6. I mean, I go in to eat lunch. Um, but if you're going to make this your business and you want it to be your income, which I need because I started over financially at 50. And even though I have a partner, we are not financially connected.
Mm.
So I work full time because I need to build my future, Even though I'm old, I still have a future to build.
Listen, I hope to be now what you are. So I
Yeah,
mean,
well, I'm saying that
Same.
I take Sundays off unless like yesterday was the crazy train last night. We can talk about that, but most of the time I take Sundays off but I work 6 days a week and I work 10 hours a day. And if you want to make this your business and get a great paycheck, that's what you got to do. And because I love it, it doesn't feel like work.
yeah, I oftentimes say people will see and say you're lucky, but what they don't see is all the hard work that leads up to it, right?
Right.
So all those steps, all the showing up for yourself, all the late nights, early mornings. I jokingly say I'm a part-time reseller, but everybody who knows me knows that I'm always go 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 go.
That's right.
Even my poor wife, she's putting probably, if I had to guess, 80 hours a week.
Yep.
We just can't stop. We're like that. So we feel that as well. Ellie, what about you? What do you think about the whole like side hustle to business? I'm sure you treat yours like a business too. I think we all do here, but thoughts on that for those who are just starting up?
So for me, first of all, in order to really start your own business, you really have to have a discipline to be your own boss, right?
Mhm.
If you were waking up in a corporate job at 6 a.m. to get to work and you're waking up at 9 or 10, or if you're not giving that same energy to your business, you're not going to see the same success. For me, I try to balance because my kids are young, right? I try to balance giving them as much time as I can, and still trying to grow my business. So I would still consider myself a part-time reseller, because I
Mhm.
do have to give a lot of time to my family, and um, I don't want to be the one that goes 100 miles an hour and then later regret that I didn't spend that time with my kids, right?
Yeah,
So I
it's
do give
tough
that
though
time to
during their
them.
formative years. Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that for sure. So it's a
yeah,
balance for those that are doing this, and you can be successful as a stay-at-home mom and a homeschooling mama. I've seen it in Ellie. I've seen it in Mama Cat Thrifter. So if you're hearing my voice and you're not seeing this video, just know I want to encourage you to please try to do this and do that. You can do it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, just
Mhm.
there's a way. So, and if you need help in figuring that out, feel free to reach out to anybody on the podcast. We'd be happy to help you along the way. We're all a community of community, we're a community of practice, I guess. When you really think about it, we want to make sure that you're as successful as we are, and we're going to grow together. That's the point of the podcast, to bring in resellers to give you insights into reselling and things of that nature. Ashley, what about you? What do you think that I know that you do this full time? We would say.
Yeah, full time basically. And mine
Sure.
is it's a mix with the booths. And that's one thing like you were saying, it's like
Mhm.
we have two booths right now and one we're contemplating, and I say we cuz me and my mom do that together. But one we're contemplating how much longer we're going to stay there cuz it's just a shelf. So we're kind of looking at
Mhm.
that, so that takes up time.
Yeah.
Um, but and I think that's the biggest one for me is just that work-life balance. And like I think the other day me and Mando were talking. We're like, "So, how many rate trains do you do like we do a month?" And I was like, "Oh, well I only do one, two, three." And then I was like, "Oh no, wait. I do that every Saturday, I do that every Sunday, and I do that possibly every Wednesday. Holy crud, I'm doing at least 16 rate trains a month." And I was like,
Yeah.
and that's not even before you get to just doing a regular show. So for me, it's finding the balance of I think Mondays have become my day off and Fridays are becoming my day off. And it's kind of that Tuesday might be a day off, might not, but it's like I have to take that time.
Mhm.
But and it's I'm trying to find a balance of when to shut off to go, okay, I'm done because we all talk about like 10-hour work days and it looks
Mhm.
different for all of us. I know it does cuz like for me it's like, oh, I got all this stuff. I got to clean it. Okay, where's it going? Let me list it. And then some stuff
Right.
sits on the back burner and I'm like, I don't need it anytime soon. So
Mhm.
it's trying to figure out that balance and what your day to day looks like.
Yeah.
Ruth Ann, how do you manage burnout?
Balances. I call you.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Perfect.
we phone a friend and be like,
Yeah, let me
tell
tell you
you.
How
how
I
do I
try to.
important.
manage burnout?
I,
Well, I, I don't recognize burnout until it's right on my doorstep.
same. Same.
And because I'm very high octane, and so when it gets on my doorstep, I completely go within. And and I do call Bob a lot.
Retreat. Retreat.
I do call Bob a lot when I have burnout. Um,
Yeah.
but I go completely within. I get my face in a book.
Mm.
I have an amazing masseuse named Jason uptown, and I just or sometimes I'll go to the cabin alone for a couple days and just but usually I don't recognize burnout until I'm down. And then I just have to completely unplug for 2 or 3 days. And then like the second day I'm a little worried it's never going to end. Because
Hmm.
I'm such a workaholic by
Same.
by
Yeah.
by day 2, I'm worried I'm going to be this way always. Am I ever going to get my ambition back? And then
Yeah.
usually by day 3 I'm starting to think, oh, maybe I should change that show, and then my mind starts engaging again in the business, and usually by day 4 I'm right back on it. But I'm terrible, terrible at knowing that burnout is close.
Yeah.
It
Same.
is usually hitting me upside the head first, and and it's too late by then.
Yeah, your body will tell you that it's coming. I have a
Yeah.
bad habit of not listening to my my body and my mind. For me, I can't turn off my mind.
Me either.
So I'm an idea guy. I have lots of them. Trust me. If you're struggling with your business, hit me up. I'll help you pull it up. That's just how I've always been.
Yeah.
Figure it out because there was no one there to help me figure it out. So, and then I pass that on to other folks, and I try to be as kind as I can and be an encouraging word to a lot of folks. And it doesn't come easy, and it comes at a price, but I'm willing to pay it because I feel driven to do so. So that's a little bit about why I do what I do. But burnout for me, I agree, Ruth Ann. It's the same. I'm the
Yeah.
same way. I don't
I
see
just
it
kind of
coming.
cocoon. It's the only way for me. I can't do anything halfway. Okay? I
Mhm.
can't even rest halfway.
Same.
I either am going full speed or
Mhm.
I'm on the couch for 2 days.
Yeah.
There is no in between for me. Um, so, but I probably only burn out about once or twice a year, where I just,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, the unplug for a
yep,
second. Yeah.
yep,
I don't know, guys. It's a part of reselling. It's an important part. Mental health is an extremely important part of every day to day life, and I think it's not talked about quite a bit enough. And yeah, no one listens to Amanda. Trust me, she's in chat saying it right now. I don't listen to her all the time. She's my wife. Of course, I wouldn't listen to her, right? I'm just kidding.
You better be.
I
You
better
better
be
be,
there.
sir.
I better stay in line or else. No.
I know, right?
I would say this. I'm very envious of people who have a partner
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
the business,
Oh,
because in my business, it whatnot has really changed things for me because it's less lonely.
yeah.
I live in Podunk, America. Nobody understands. They come in my shop and it's buried, and they don't understand what I do. And it's lonely. It's kind of lonely. And Whatnot has completely turned that around. Um, I
Yeah.
feel like I have more friends than I've ever had in my whole life. And I don't care if I've never actually touched them. They're still very good friends.
No one will ever understand you in reselling other than another reseller, and you'll get more support from an absolute stranger than you will your own family and friends, physical friends that you've had your whole life. And that's a whole podcast in itself right there. But I can't say that enough about the community, and Whatnot does bring that because it is a social media platform when you really think about it, and also a reselling platform, and that's the wave of the future. There's going to be more Whatnots. Different companies are doing it. eBay has a live now. I don't know how long it's going to be in beta for, where they're going to let the rest of us play. But those things are happening. Poshmark Live, District did it, things like that. So I don't know what that's going to look like in the future, but I know it's going to grow. So if you think it's too late and you missed the train or whatever, I've said it before in this podcast. You have not missed
No.
you have not missed the boat. Get on board, find your people. Don't be scared. All the things, right? So it's really super important to do that.
Yeah.
Say that enough. Ruth Ann, what do you think is next for you in reselling?
Well, I I the one issue that I have with Whatnot is, like, I often wonder, just being totally transparent, I often wonder, what have I done wrong? Because I've been on Whatnot since May of 24.
Okay.
How do I get more people in my shows?
Hmm. It's
That
the
sounds
why,
good.
right? It's always the why that drives me crazy. Like, why wouldn't I have that success that I see others getting? How, the why and the how or what am I doing wrong? That there's no secret sauce.
Yeah.
Because it would exponentially change. I mean, I see
You're
You
doing
know,
well, by the way. I just wanted
we
for the
have
record.
Yeah.
we have to be very careful. And I try, and my partner Pete is always saying to me, please be very careful about watching other people and then comparing yourself to them. And
Great advice.
I can't say that I'm really doing that, but okay, so if you have this little beautiful Limoges box, okay,
Ooh,
this
I
is
get to make you big. Here we go.
this is a little pretty. This is a Limoges. Okay. So what I really would like, because this is worth a lot of money, and if I'm selling this and Mary Jane in this other show is selling it, and she has 120 people and I have 10, I'm going to get $4 or $5 and she's going to get 65. So it's like, okay, how do I get there? How do I get more people? Because the people I have, I think, love me.
Yeah.
How do I just build those? So my goal this year is to build my following, because I spent the first year and a half building my sales, my numbers. But I think I'm almost to 6,000 followers. And I don't know how that compares.
It compares very well. I mean,
Does
Yeah,
it?
I've been doing this 2 years, and I think I'm at 4,000. So.
Okay, so ask me this. So tell me this.
But I don't go on very often either. So
if I have 6,000 followers, what is happening that I don't have 50 people?
Yeah, let's talk about it, because followers do not equal sales, and also bookmarks do not equal sales.
And pre-bids don't equal sales.
Pre-bids even don't even equal sales, because payments can fail. So it's an interesting thing to think about, and I think a lot of it could be a conversation with those people. So if they're in your same niche or community and you want to know, ask, right? How are you able to take those people and convert them into sales? How are you bringing them in? Are you doing social media? Because that is something that we're working on as a team too, building a presence in the social media community, because obviously YouTube, podcasting, whatnot, all the things are very social media focused. So our campaign this year is to grow that, so that we can start to drive other resellers to these platforms, so that we can help them. That's number one. Number two is to grow their businesses and get organic sales into whatnot. Because a lot of times I think what's happening is the sellers are coming into shows to buy from you to post on other platforms. Right. So I think maybe Instagram is a good way at first to showcase some of your items. Say, I got a show tonight, do a short little video of your items and put the link in the chat or the Instagram post to drive organic sales to you. And there are ways to do that. I've seen people use Etsy for that. If you didn't know, you can go on Etsy, create an account, have your items and link them back to a URL. And then when the people see your board on Etsy, they'll click the link and it'll drive them to your, platforms. For instance, there are different ways of doing it. And I think maybe that's a little bit of what's going on, why you're seeing what you're saying. So I know that we all can't be social media, gurus or whatever. I'm never going to be TikTok famous. Hell, I'm never going to probably even be YouTube famous or whatever, but you shouldn't stop trying because of that either, though.
Right.
You should try to gain as many folks and try to move as far as you can within your so set goals for yourself, I think, is the easiest way to do it. So I want to convert X amount of viewers or followers into actual buyers, and use some of those tricks. Hopefully what I've said today helps maybe reframe some of your thinking, Ruthann, or give you at least an idea of how you could potentially do that. And I think you're already doing what needs to be done for followership, becoming part of Ray Trains. We'll talk about Climb the Ladder. That's one of my, and also your karaoke, Ray Train. I want to
Oh
talk
yeah,
about
that
that
was
too.
amazing.
That was amazing. So we'll talk about that as well. But your thoughts on some of those suggestions? And what you think?
Well, I do think that I need to step up my pace of social media because I really hit social media hard with the climb the whatnot ladder. Um, because I want to go into that show almost 100% pre-bid. Um,
That would be amazing.
I was so close to being 100% pre-bid last night,
For
but
those that don't know what climb the ladder is, can you explain it?
yep. So the Gumby Man, I don't know if you guys know the Gumby Man. His name is Ken, and
I know the
he,
Muffin Man.
yeah. Do you know the Muffin
Do
Man?
you?
Muffin Man.
Anyway, so Ken the Gumby Man, he puts on a lot of different raid trains, and he's very creative. You guys, he's so creative about his raid trains. It just like I wonder if the man sleeps because just because of the things that he comes up with. So the climb the whatnot ladder raid train, if you don't know, is a raid train where you list items, you pre-list them, and your first item has to start at $1. Your second item has to start at $2. Your third and on up. Okay, so you have to find really nice items because you can't start something at 30 that's only worth 10. You have to if you're starting it at 30, it better be worth at least 60, 75, $80. Otherwise, nobody's going to bite, you know.
Yeah.
So he does that ladder train, and you cannot move to ladder rung number 2 unless you've sold one. Cannot climb the ladder. You have to sell every single item in
I'd be
order.
on the floor like, what the hell's going on?
So last night I made 32 rungs. I was
wow.
so excited. I made 32 rungs. But guess what the winner did?
What?
64.
72. Now, here's the kicker, you guys. It's a 15-minute time slot.
Holy cow.
And you can't sell in minute 1 and you can't sell in minute 15. You only can sell in the 13 middle minutes.
Wow.
I mean, I sold 32 items in 13 minutes. How somebody did 72, my only explanation is I'm one person. I have to run the whole show alone.
Yeah, maybe that's part of it.
And the people that are winning, and I'm not counting them out, but it is twice as fast if you've got 4 hands.
I mean, that
One
makes sense.
thing-
Logical sense. Go ahead, Ashley.
One thing that I've seen some other sellers, maybe not on that particular one, but they have a table and it's set up and they number it. That might
Yes.
be a good to
That's
just be like,
Ooh,
boom,
that's
boom,
smart.
That's
boom,
what I'm
boom.
doing for February. But
Okay.
I did have them numbered here 1, 2, 3, 4, and then everything that had a pre-bid, I put a piece of orange tape on because I
Okay.
wanted to know exactly which items had a pre-bid. But I'm just going to be transparent. I made $785 in 13 minutes. It was like
Hell yeah.
I just I just couldn't believe it. It was
That's
so
incredible.
much fun.
That's the power of whatnot.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
saying. For those that are
That's
doubting.
that's been a really fun train, and it has really stretched me, and that's what I'm doing, Ashley, for the February because I have a February time spot. Apex Jeff,
He said, I'll come to Minnesota to help you, Ruth Ann.
another
Keep in mind.
person I can't wait to hug is Apex Jeff. He came in and saved me on the hat lot last night. I had a really good hat lot, but it it has to appeal to the right person, So
I
he
like the idea Ashley had about setting everything out. So if you want to get to 32, guess what? Hey, maybe you're going to buy lot 3 to get to 32, right? Or whatever. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Well,
yeah.
the people are so good to you. They come in and they don't want you to fall off the ladder. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was able to grab comic books from you on that train for my son. He's an avid comic book reader, and I was happy to do it. I love supporting my friends when I can. So yeah, we love as a community. We're all I think that way to try to and I love the idea, the concept the Gummy Man had. That's fantastic. It's a
Yeah.
very original idea. I don't think I've
Mhm.
ever seen that before. On
Yeah.
one,
I think he's getting pretty well known over that train itself. And then of course he did the karaoke carousel, and I don't know if he's going to do that every month. I don't know. And
oh,
I
there's
don't
the
know I don't know if you were on there. There were some amazing singers on that train. Amazing.
Yeah, I was able to catch midway to almost done of your because I was we were actually on the road traveling when you were on, and I was able to catch like mid to late, and was able to come into your show if you recall the karaoke and support my friend. I love Ruth Ann's singing voice. I have both of her. Well, I don't know if you've done more than two, but I have two of your Christmas albums, and melodic is a good way to describe your voice.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
I appreciate it, and it's now in the rotation for our Christmas.
Oh, that's so kind. I do have 5 albums, but
Oh,
I don't have copies of all of them because when they
mm,
sold out, after they sold out, you can't just order 10. You have to order 1,000. You know,
Oh wow.
and
mm.
I just decided that time of my life was over, and I didn't reorder the other 3 albums, so I only have like a couple of all of them. So
Oh,
Yeah, so now we got to be on the lookout when we're thrifting. See if we
I
can find.
know.
yeah, that would you'd have to
That'd
come.
be awesome in the wild. Just come across like Ruth
Would
Ann's
that be something?
CD and just be like,
yes.
boom.
Yeah, that would be something. It
That
would.
would be
It could happen in the Midwest because I used to sing all over the Midwest. So,
heck yeah.
um,
So if you're
but
listening and you're from the Midwest, make sure you're tracking Ruth Ann.
yeah,
Um, yeah, that'd be awesome to have
Mhm.
someone that actually finds that and comes on. So that'd
that
be
would
great.
that would blow my mind.
That would be a mind blower to me too.
Internet famous. For sure.
Oh wow, Jeff, let me put his
Yeah,
comment on
yeah. I was like, show that up there. Jeff said he flipped everything CD for $60, and he said, "Not really, just kidding."
Yeah.
Hey,
Jeff,
that
I
would
was
be
like,
quite a
constant
compliment
businessman.
if that was actually true. Because I usually only got about I forget what we even sold them for. I think we got like $14 for them. So
That's a
when
bargain.
when we
I would
did
think it
our
would go for a lot. It would go for a lot of money signed, and with the
would it?
picture of certificate of authenticity. I'm just saying, just saying.
I
Wow,
might,
maybe
I
I should
might. That's a
try
great
that.
idea. I might bring my CDs to the meetup and have you sign that.
That
Take
feels
a picture with them.
so
Genius, Ashley.
opportunistic.
Genius.
I wonder. I've never even thought about that. I've never thought about selling my CDs on Whatnot.
Oh, you should totally
Oh
do it.
my gosh.
You
You
should
should have it in
totally
your
do it.
bin. You should be like, if
Harry
you want a
Tornado sells
signed
soap he doesn't
copy,
even make.
No.
you want a picture, photograph.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god.
of course, you know, Pete.
Hey, look at
There you go in
SKS
there.
promo. He has the little headshots where he signs them at the meetup. If you guys aren't
Yeah.
following it, it says SKS promo.
Yes, I got his picture
Ken,
right
Oh
over there.
man, I have one.
yeah, Ken signs he does all these themed like
Yeah.
costumes and stuff, and has a new headshot every year at the meetup. And yeah, I think that it's not the novelty of it is great. Showmanship is great. All the things about that, and also builds your trust in your community. Provides. I've thought about doing merch and stuff like that, but I'm just not on Whatnot enough, and I need to really do better about that. Honestly, I try to be intentional on Wednesdays to come on Whatnot, and yeah. So I think Ruth
He-
Ann should totally
My-
sell her CDs.
You
Can
need
you
to put
see
them in
my
the
brain
bin.
spinning? I'm thinking
Put it in the bin.
that's what I could do with the rest of my. I've got bins of them, so
Hey,
that's interesting.
go buy them.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Jeff says that I'm gonna lull you to sleep with my dulcet tones.
Oh
I've never
gosh,
never
I
thought
can't
about.
wait for April. Ashley, are you coming in April?
I
I'm
I
trying to
don't
convince
know
her.
yet. I don't know yet. I'm already being told that I have to go. So I don't know.
Have
It's not
to,
optional.
or you need to.
We're coming to pick
I
you up.
know, I know, I know. I need to.
Bring mom. I think mom would love it.
Mom would have a blast. She'd be
I
like,
think
"What?
I would love
These
to
are
meet
the
mom.
people."
Yeah,
I would
that
love
is
it.
exactly what she would say. What?
Well,
These
mine
are
is
the
like,
people?
well, mine is like she's seen like the podcast, and now but you know how when we talk about everybody, we're like, yeah, Ruth Ann, and they're like, hold on, who's Ruth Ann? 4Seasonspicker. Like you have to, you've always talked about that person as their screen name, not their actual name. So it's like,
Right.
hold on, who's that? Which one is that?
Making
Oh, yeah, I
connections. That's a
struggle with
great. That's a great point. Like when you're at the meetups,
I do
you
too, Ellie.
can do that.
Yeah.
I struggle with that too. I try to every time I raid into somebody, I go into their profile and try to find their real name. But of course, you know, I
Some
mean,
people don't. Yeah.
our regular community we know, but um,
I've tried to name people by their actual name and not their screen name in shows before, and because I do try to be intentional about recognizing people that have come back and return buyership and all that because that's an important part of what we do.
yep.
But I think I don't know if they like that or not like that, so I stopped doing it. Because it's like naming your like when you're at Hardee's ordering a cheeseburger and you say thanks Ken, and Ken's just like use my name. You know what I mean? They got the name tag and all that stuff, but I try to be intentional at least when someone comes in to say hello, thank you for coming back, how are you, and I get to form a relationship with your buyers.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it helps with return buyership. So if you're not doing that in your shows, you might want to consider saying, hey, did you get your package, was everything okay? And a lot of times they'll give me feedback right away. Hey, I got my package, thank you so much, it was great. Or they'll make a reel like Mama Boom Boom, who follows me on Facebook. She reached out, she did a reel on Facebook and she
Oh,
tagged
wow.
me. She's like,
Wow.
with her kids opening the package and stuff, it was fantastic. So can't
I
say
try-
enough about that.
I try to use first names.
Yeah.
Somebody did reach out to me once though, another seller who's a very good friend of mine. And I happen to know her first name, and she did reach out to me one time and said, I don't want you to. I'm just reading the comment.
Hello, my
Not
name is
Jonah.
Nick.
Anyway, she did reach out to me and she said that she would rather I didn't use her first name on camera because she there's a reason she doesn't want her name used on camera. So, and I didn't ask what it was. She's my friend. I didn't ask. But sometimes you might run into people that don't want their name used.
Yeah, Tiny's one of those.
I
In the
think-
comments, Tiny Toys said, "I don't like being called my name. I like to be called Tiny Toys." Well, there you go. I was
That's
about to almost say her name, but I'm not going to because I know it.
Don't you do it.
Because she doesn't like it. So
Don't you do it, you get whooped.
I feel
I
like
mean,
there. I feel like there was a rule
No
against it at one
There
point.
was in the beginning. I was just going to say that in the beginning of Whatnot, when I first started, you were not supposed to use first names.
Yeah, there was
Huh.
a whole thing. It was like against TOS. People were like calling each other out and telling each other, you're going to get
Yep.
banned for calling them by their name. Like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
but they must have lost that battle because everybody does it now.
A rose,
I mean, it's a lot.
a rose by any other name is still a rose. So I mean,
Pin Jeff's comment.
I'm missing the comments. I got to get in
Yeah.
there.
Apex Jeff said, "My name is now 4 Seasons Apex. Call me that."
you could do worse, Jeff. You could do worse. That's
I
for
know,
sure.
right?
Ruth Ann is a great person to emulate. In all seriousness, like if
Oh,
you
yes,
really want to be
absolutely.
successful,
No.
take a piece of Ruth Ann's advice and be kind, be generous, be thoughtful, be mindful. It's mostly like common sense is not very common anymore. People forget to be mindful and thoughtful in the process. And I can't say enough about what that can actually do for you. We're kind of calling it out as a culture, that type of thing. And we really need to be more intentional with that, I think.
Yep.
So yeah, there's a lot of that now.
I love to use Whatnot for I just think Whatnot is such a great place to intentionally make people feel good. you don't even have to leave your house, and you can change somebody's whole day when you're in your whatnot show. And how great is that? I mean, it's just so easy. It's so easy to make somebody's day better in your whatnot show. So
Yeah.
why not do it? Why not do it?
You know, I've been afforded a lot of great opportunities over the years, and I try to be as generous as I can in the whatnot community. And I think it's important for those reasons, right? I don't do it to be, Rocket City Research coming in, boosting my chat or doing whatever I'm doing at the time. It's not for that. The point is to try to pour. My cup is overflowing, right? So it's for me. It's a way of giving back for the times that I was not able to. And
Right.
believe me, it wasn't that long ago. Trust me. So being able to do that now, for me, I'm paying it forward.
I was the receiver of that the other night. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm calling him out on it though. Bob, Rocket City Reseller, dropped $100 tip the other night
I sure did, Ruth
in
Ann.
my show. I
The
don't
reason-
know if it was right after God Bless America or which
It
one.
was, yeah.
It
First
was
of all, I'm a
like
patriot.
my crap.
I'm just gonna say.
It was
The reason
you.
the reasons why we do that type of thing are because we want to be intentional with our not only our friend group but the community in general. We want to know that you're appreciated. We know that the hard work that goes into it. We want to be supportive of that, and there's a lot that goes on. And it's a reminder to be as generous as you can be. And I told Ruth Ann off screen that I want her to take that $100 and go have dinner, do something nice for herself, whatever that looks like. That way she can reset and keep on going, because burnout is a thing. We talked about it already. So those are the reasons why we do those types of things. There's no other ulterior motive other than that. So, and just now that we've talked about it, but that's kind of what we do as a community. So
Well, I'm probably going to use it on Jason's table, just so you know. That's where I'm taking my $100, so Jason can get the knots out of my shoulders.
there you go. It'd be like, hey, get that knot out. You know, that one that's been there
that
for
knot out.
16 years.
On the Rocket City Resellers is helping me get that knot out.
Whatever it takes to get it there, Ruth. Oh my God. I don't know what the man is saying. She's saying she's going to supersize that fry. I mean, whatever it takes. I mean, if you need a supersize for sometimes in salty fries, hey, they can't salt the roads properly, but they can get those fries salted. I don't know what's going on with that.
Oh, we have plenty of salt on our roads.
Yeah,
I
Minnesota.
gotta wash my pickup about every 3 days just to keep it from getting eaten up.
Yeah, I think Ashley just got some snow, didn't you, Ashley?
Oh yeah, it was like for a whole 10 minutes and then
Hey,
gone.
Georgia showed up though. Georgia
Yeah.
showed up. #winter.
And I suppose that stops everything down there.
Oh, I think the one time we had an ice storm, they had somewhat prepared, but not really. But yeah, no, everything will shut down.
Ruth Ann, how do you deal with that with your reselling business in all seriousness?
Yeah.
I know that sourcing can be a challenge in the winter, but like the postal commitment and all the other things, like that's got to be, what are some tips or tricks, or how do you manage that?
Well, snow comes first here. I mean, if it snows, I have to handle that first. Because there's things when you live in serious snow country, there's things that most people don't know. Like when it snows, you don't want to drive out of your garage onto the snow, because it's going to be 3 times harder to shovel that snow where you just drove. So
Amen.
usually when it snows here, that's the first thing I do. I get up in the dark and I go out and take care of the snow. And we have 3 driveways that have to be done. So
Man.
so in the wintertime, it's a lot of extra work. And that comes first. Weather comes first.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to change a show because it snowed. I mean, if it snows 12 inches, I can't, unless it's a train, I have to change it because that has to be done first. So I like summer better because there's a lot less surprise in the weather, but
Yeah.
pretty soon I won't be worrying about, I mean, you realize I leave for California on the 29th, and
Yeah. Just a few short days from now. Yeah.
yep, and I'll be there till the 11th, and then I'm coming back here for the rest of February, and then I will go back and till the March 15th, and then we'll drive home. I won't be home permanently until the 20th of March, but I'll be back and forth a lot. So
For those that are listening, Ruth Ann, what does that look like for your eBay stores and your other stores that you sell on? What's your plan for that?
well,
So that they can get an idea.
eBay has changed now, which is very frustrating for me. It used to be you could put your store on 30-day handling time, and 30 days meant 30 business days, Monday through Friday. So that equated to 6 weeks. So I could be gone and get sales for 6 weeks, as long as those people didn't care if they didn't get their item for 6 weeks. Now they've changed it. 15 days, not 15 business days, but 15 days. So I have to come home on the 11th because that's the end of my 15 days, or I have to shut it all down completely.
Have you thought about? And I've heard someone say this. I've never tried it, but turning it off for 15 days, listing one item at the end of the 15th day, and then put it back on 15 days again.
I haven't, but I've thought about it. I have thought about every different thing. I've even thought about on the 14th day, could I just set it again for 15 days?
Well, I think you have to list something for it to become active again.
Well, you can list the whole 15 days.
Well, here's the thing about that. If you list something, that gets taken off. And Rebel the Reseller actually talked about this a bit on our channel the other day. If you list while you're in time away, anything that you list from that point actually doesn't get put in time away. You actually, if it sells, you have to get it out within the shipping time. I don't know if that's true.
I've never put my store on time away. I've always changed the handling time.
Okay.
Now they won't let you do that.
I see.
So
that's a tough one, man. Because
yeah,
if you want to travel like you do, and maybe there are folks that want to travel and do this. So
yeah, they don't make it easy anymore. And Etsy, you have to shut down. They don't have any really good. They don't have time away options.
That's
so
really too bad.
That'll have to be shut down. But I'm going to work Whatnot the entire time I'm in California. I'll be working Whatnot.
I'm a little concerned about Etsy, quite honestly. They got a new CEO this year, and I'm just concerned that what that might look like for the platform, because they've been such a driving force in our business. Quite honestly, they've been showing up when eBay hasn't. For those who are not selling their vintage on Etsy, really consider it, because it is actually saving our bacon. And Ruth Ann could speak to that a bit, I think.
Yep. Etsy did very well for me in the 3 months after, then something happened a couple weeks ago and it knocked off. I don't know what happened. I still haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to get my Etsy going again. But does everybody sell on Etsy? Do all of you sell on Etsy?
I don't think She Shed does, and I've been working on her.
Yeah, he's working on me. He's working on me.
I'm trying to get She Shed to diversify her portfolio, let's say.
Right.
And I don't know about Ellie. What about you, Ellie? You selling on Etsy yet?
Ellie?
I think she froze. I think she froze up.
Ellie,
Sorry,
do you
I'm
sell
here.
on Etsy?
Yeah, I have some stuff listed, but it's not a lot.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. You got to start somewhere. I know that Jeff had mentioned personally on the side note, and I'll let Jeff write it in the comments if he feels the need to. But he's actually seeing some tremendous growth on Etsy as well through the fourth quarter. It really showed up for him as well. So I'm glad that some of the advice that we've been kind of given throughout the journey of our success has kind of trickled over a bit into other people. Can't say enough about that. And Jeff and Apex Jeff NC in the chat, and also 4Seasonspicker are both started Etsy and have seen results. So
yes.
I just want to encourage you guys.
The main reason that Etsy well, Pick and Kate, my niece kills it on Etsy. I mean, kills it. And the only reason I really decided to start is because of Nifty. Nifty makes it so easy.
Nifty.ai, code Rocket City, save you 15.
Yeah, I mean, Nifty makes
I
it
love
so
doing that.
easy. I do all my listing on eBay. I put because I think eBay is the easiest one to list on. So, but that's awesome on Etsy. That's awesome, Jeff.
Ashley, you
Probably
want to shout that out?
some of my hats
Yeah,
that you
Jeff
stole
said
from
he
me.
sold 4,000 in gross sales just in November and December.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
awesome, Jeff.
he said he also had 20% off sale for those months too. So that might have helped contribute to it as well.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's awesome.
that's
Yeah.
really cool.
I mean, the numbers don't lie. The data is what it is. Sometimes I feel like I have an unfair advantage because I do it for a living, data science. But I can't
You do.
stress enough. Listen to me. Please listen to me.
Yeah.
If you're hearing my voice, please listen to my advice. I do this for a living. I'm very good at it, and I'll just toot my own horn. Why not? And yeah, so do things like that. Be intentional with your stores. Diversify your portfolio, cross list. Hey, if you don't use nifty.ai or you don't use my code, I won't be offended. Just do it. Be kind to your future self.
Yes. I love Nifty. And I tried other cross listers. They were terribly confusing to me. And for some reason, Nifty just worked for me. So I like it a lot.
Yeah, we actually have another set of friends. They asked me not to call them out by name, but that just started Nifty as well, and they'll be putting a broadcast on their success with that or soon. But that's coming in the works. But they're also seeing results right away. We can't say that enough. So it is helping those scale their business. And 2026 for us is about scaling your business and growing together. And we want to just give final thoughts before we wrap up for the day. And we'll go around the room and ask Ruth Ann as our guest your final thoughts of what 2026 looks like for you, and what are some of the challenges and what you plan on and doing in regards to those.
My challenges. I know that you guys have kids, or you do, Ellie, and my challenges are actually the other end of the life scale. My challenges are my aging parents, and I don't know what this year looks like with them. So, but I have grown. My business has grown about. I would say it's doubled since last year, and I would like I have a goal. I'm hoping to sell into six figures this year.
Hell yeah.
That is my goal.
Call it out by faith, Ruth Ann. Six figures is going to happen.
I feel like the key to doing that is because I don't know if I can work any harder than I am. So the key to doing that is building my following.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Whatnot is a good
the way I
lever.
can make more money is to get more people.
Yeah, definitely a lever for that would be Whatnot. I could see that working for you. You're well on the way. So yeah. So 2026 is more Whatnot, sounds like, for Ruth Ann.
Yep.
And we'll go around the horn. Ashley, 2026, we talked about it before. What's that look like for She Shed 244?
I'm being held to the fire. I need to get better at social media because, yes, Ruth Ann, I'm not on anything either. I'm not on anything.
Ruth Ann's on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I'm on Instagram and Facebook.
Well, see, then I'm behind. I'm behind it. Okay, I'm like all the way back, right?
I love Instagram. Absolutely love Instagram.
So that I'm being pushed to make sure I'm doing that, and then looking at static listing because I have the merchandise and I know how to list. So it's like,
what's static listing?
Etsy. Etsy, eBay,
Oh, okay.
but
Okay.
I'm looking more so at Etsy to start me out. I had thought originally Macari, but I've been somewhat swayed in a different direction. So
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's great for She Shed 244. We're gonna get her on Instagram. I know it for sure. I'm gonna shout it out on all my platforms once it
Hey,
happens. I'm gonna put a blast out. I might even boost that one.
oh
I
my
might even
God.
financially boost that.
Once you get going on it, Ashley, you're gonna feel so communal like you do on Whatnot
Yeah.
that you're gonna be so glad because it's gonna be a totally different way of being able to talk to your friends and see what they're doing.
okay.
Yeah. Agree.
So
Ellie, it's your turn. It's your turn. We talked about it before. What is next for Tennessee Treasures?
I have a similar goal, Ruth Ann, 6 figures. Manifesting.
Manifesting. I love it.
The way that I plan to do that not only is to grow my numbers on Whatnot, but to start cross listing. I just recently got back on eBay, and that's going to be one of the tools that I try to push this year.
Let's talk about let's talk about social media because I am seeing you everywhere.
I
Tennessee
know.
Treasures. I love that for you, and I want to see that grow because I think that is another lever that will get you to that 6 figures. So
See, that's
That
what
is
I
one of
want
the
to
tools.
learn. I want to learn. I love all your little shorts that you're both doing. And I don't know how to do that.
Oh,
it's so
I
easy.
call me.
Huh?
We can work on it. Just call me. It's really
We'll get your details so that you can call Ellie and she'll walk you through it. I'm sure it's not too terribly bad to do. You know, you show your items, you show what's sold in a video on your phone, and then if you wanted to go to TikTok route, I can see Ruth Ann just blowing up on TikTok for the record.
I'm not
For the
going
record,
on
I can just
TikTok.
see it.
I'm not doing TikTok.
I know. I'm just messing with you, Ruth Ann. But even on Instagram, I can see you totally taking off on there too. You have the personality, you have the kindness, you have the thoughtfulness and mindfulness, all the things that we talked about in the podcast today. You have all the key markers for success, and we're already seeing that in your success on Whatnot, your growth. You've been doing it less time than us, and you've been even more successful. So that's just a testament. I don't know what it is about Minnesota. It is taking off on Whatnot. Mama Cat Thrifter, you like everybody that's from Minnesota is just like blowing up on Whatnot. I love that.
We have a lot of sellers. We just did a raid train, Minnesota versus battle between Minnesota and Iowa. Minnesota won.
Of course they did.
Of course they did.
Yeah, but it was so much fun, and we love Iowa here. So
Yeah.
it was really, really fun, and it was very well done. So,
I think that one was the battle of the nicest, right?
the battle of the nicest.
I love it.
And that's a toss up. I gotta think that Iowa might be nicer people. They are the salt of the earth people in Iowa.
I will agree with Ruth Ann on this. I was in the military for many years, and I met a lot of people from that area, and
Yeah.
I can't say enough about how
Iowans
kind and generous
are
and loving they are.
just so wonderful.
All right, well, guys, I just want to remind you guys, if you can't be good at it. We're going to catch you on the next one. Thank you for tuning in to Launchpad Reseller Podcast. We want to
Thank you so
appreciate
much
you
for
guys so
having me,
much.
guys.
We love you,
Thanks
Ruth
for being
Ann.
here.
Thank
Ruth Ann,
you.
hang out afterwards. We want to talk more. All right.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go ahead and end it, guys. We want to just appreciate those in chat that commented, and we appreciate you guys tuning in.